Hi, this is Commander Vijay Kumar. In this video, we'll talk about spoken communication. Now, spoken communication can be used very effectively, but the condition is that when you're dealing with simple matters, a very complicated matter, and if you use spoken communication alone, it may not be enough. We may use it for motivating people, but it also has to be followed with a written documentation if it has to be long lasting. So, dealing with simple matter, spoken communication is best, but after we finish speaking, we should be able to follow it with a demonstration or a practice. And when you take feedback, never ask them whether you understood because the default answer will be yes, we have understood. It should always be okay, now tell me what exactly I told you. And you'll find that when he or she repeats that, your own instructions, there will be some gaps. And it is your job to fill up those gaps. Now, how to ensure that there are no miscommunication? Let us discuss what are the causes of miscommunication in spoken mode. One is the word meaning not understood. I may use some word which the other person may not know, and the person is not interested in asking or probably too afraid to ask you what exactly you mean by that. And even if the other person understands, there can be multiple meanings for the same word. For example, bar. Bar can stand for the beverages bar where alcohol is sold, and bar is also the ban on certain things. Then bar is also the association of lawyers. The other day I was just passing by my TV and I saw the headline, "Proud moment for Delhi bar." I was wondering what happened to the Delhi bar, only to realize later that one of the members of the Delhi Bar Association has been selected for a prestigious judge's post. So that is a proud moment and not the bar that we normally associate with alcoholic drinks. Inappropriate body language. When I say something, the body language should match that. When I'm saying I'm happy, the face should look happy. But if you're telling this particular manner, I'm happy, the people will understand that I'm actually not happy. That happy word has no meaning there because the body says I'm not happy. So body language and the spoken word should match. And thirdly, I may keep speaking and you might forget. And one method of overcoming this is taking short notes. But the note should not be so long that you're only immersed in your notebook and you don't get a chance to look at the other person's face. In that case, you will miss out the body language. It has to be a short, crisp, and bullet point. And those of you know what is mind map, and those of you do not know should find out what is a mind map. A mind map type of notes is very, very effective when you're taking notes because you'll be able to reconstruct entire communication just looking at the mind map. We'll talk about mind map in some other video. Further causes, not listening attentively when someone is talking, because if my mind is elsewhere and I'm thinking of some other issue that I have in mind, obviously what you are telling me is not getting registered, or it is getting registered only in a filtered manner. So how to ensure that my listener is listening to me with full open mind? Is my skill of as a speaker. If I don't have that skill, I'll miss out. Afraid to speak out and clarify from the speaker. Now you are speaking and I have come across something and then I have not understood what exactly it is. And then I keep saying, okay, no problem, let us see later. And the later will never come. And what I get as a communication will be half communication. Sometimes the speaker is speaking something and I'm imagining totally different thing. The full context of why the speaker is speaking is not understood. And that again will result in failed communication. So it is as a speaker, it is my responsibility to explain the full context rather than saying, okay, you do this part and come. and then I will tell you the rest. Now, he or she doesn't know what is the necessity of this task, where it fits in. First of all, it is demotivating not to know where exactly it fits in. And secondly, the context is not understood. I'll not be able to produce good quality work. To make spoken communication effective, these are some guidelines. Use precise words. Don't say there is plenty of, there are many mistakes in this one. You say that I looked at this one paragraph, there are five spelling mistakes and there are four grammar mistakes. Instead of saying you always make mistakes because that person doesn't get a chance of what sort of mistake it is. Avoid verbosity. Instead of one sentences, if you are telling in four different sentences, and finally the exact meaning is not coming through, that is waste. Spoken communication should be precise and spoken in a manner that the voice comes out clearly. Your tongue should be rolling properly within your mouth and not just saying, I like this, There is mumbling. So don't do that. Use proper pauses and modulations. When you make a point, pause there. And modulations, that means ups and downs in the voice. Otherwise, it becomes like a lullaby. And lullaby is the technique used by mummies and mothers to put babies to sleep. So we do not want to make our listeners to go to sleep. So proper pauses, ups and downs in voice, stresses, modulations, all those are required. And match body language with spoken word and tone that way. And maintain eye contact. If I'm not maintaining eye contact, I'm looking all over the place here and there and then looking and never looking at. So the listener never gets a confidence that I am truthful in the subject because not having the courage to show the eye is a sure indication that I am not convinced about it myself. So maintaining eye contact with the speaker, and if I speak to multiple people, at least you should be going through each one of them for a fraction of a second. If you're speaking to 10 people, turn your eye from the entire audience. Otherwise, if you're looking at the ceiling and talking, nobody will believe our community. Be clear, and that means, first of all, I must mull over the subject myself. If I am not clear about the subject, I'll be confusing the listeners. Avoid jargons. Jargons are typically words is typically used in an industry, and that listener may not be aware of that industry. So avoid those. And don't use I guess, who, isn't it or not, you understood multiple times. People will get bored with that and they start counting mentally the number of times you're using a particular word. And you may not be aware of that you're using it. Use active voice. That is very powerful. You do this is more powerful than this must be done. Because when you say this must be done, we don't know who is going to do it. When you say you do this one, the onus is on you. And vividness is when you are describing something, that person should be able to make out in his own mind, that entire picture should come to the mind. It is like, listening to a ghost story. So these are certain things that make the spoken communication effective. So that's all for this particular video. Uh, is work on your voice, work on your vocabulary, work on your body language, work on your eye contact. And that's how you can make your own spoken communication effective. Thank you for watching.